Cattle crack. That's the new name. Morning, everybody. Chad. Doss Legumes Farms. Legume? No, I think that's a bean or a nut. Lagoon? There we go. So, been waiting for this day to show you guys kind of what's been going on. And mind you, we had this pad poured a year ago. If you're new here, welcome and howdy. If you're old here, welcome and howdy. This is my lovely wife and mine. Well, it's our garage, but it's our lovely 40 acres in Northeast Oklahoma. We've got cattle, pigs, donkeys, chickens, 3 dogs, 3 boys in no particular order. 3 channels, always linked down below. This pad is officially got to go. Do you see that? Do you see? I can do it with my finger, I think. Whoop. This whole area. I mean, if I was to measure it, it's probably 20 by 12, and it's a giant dip in the pad. It's supposed to be the highest right here. But as you can see, it's not. It's actually underwater. This is supposed to be the highest point of the pad. There shouldn't be any water right here. And it's deeper and deeper and deeper. So, I mean, good grief, right here, I'm straight up. Look at that, man. $7,000. Pad is supposed to take water away from the house, and it's not even close. It's actually the lowest right here, which our water line, we need it to be that way. That's why we poured the pad so big. We wanted the water. The lowest point was supposed to be right here. So water dumped off the edge, went down the road and away from the house. But since the pad was poured in correctly, you can come out. Since the pad was poured in correctly, it falls off right here. And now, for the first time in 6 years of this house being built, there's water under the lean-to. That's how jacked up the concrete pad is. So, yeah, that's that. And I know you can say this about downspouts and this about that downspout, but that's not how it works. We can move this downspout. I can run it along here. I can take water away, but nothing's going to get fixed if we don't have the pad. I mean, look at this. This is one big, babe, come play in the rain. Come this way though. Like, see how big the puddle is?
It's worse right here.
Well, like we thought it was just.
Look at that. Holy cow.
I know. Well, we thought it was just right here, but look.
Look, there's no water right here.
Keep going this way. It's even worse. So wait till you see this.
Whoa.
The lowest spot, and mind you.
But there's no water right here.
Right. Well, that's supposed to be the lowest, or actually, it's supposed to get lower gradually going this way. But look at this. Come this way. You don't want to get wet, do you? That worked-ish.
Yeah, I was going to say this.
That worked fine.
It makes like an L shape.
Yeah.
I can literally see the puddle as an L shape.
It's not even close. It's not even close. And stay with me here. I'm going to show the people, because this is a really good view. I hadn't stood right here yet. So the problem is, the more rain we get, the more this low spot fills up, and then it comes into the garage underneath Ray's door, literally. That's not good. It's also just running right back into the landscaping and up against the house foundation, which the inspector, when we bought it a year ago, told us to get the water away from the house.
Which is what the concrete pad was for.
Which is what the concrete pad was for, and the guttering, and the landscaping.
I'm getting the water away from the house.
Because without guttering, when we bought the house, when they pour a foundation, there's actually a little bit of overspill that's intentional. And we could actually see the overspill because the previous owners hadn't put gutters in. So we added gutters to get the water away from the house. But here's what's interesting. Wait till you see this. The water goes this way now. And it's not leaving the pad because the lowest point, what's supposed to be the lowest point, is not the lowest. The lowest is like right here. So look at this. Have you ever seen this water? So this is the lowest point on the pad, and it's dumping right here. And guess where it's going?
Oh, wow.
I've never seen water under there. And this is not our biggest rain. I know it's been a rainstorm, but this is not our biggest rain.
I've never
It's because the water's pouring in here. This is why we poured such a big pad. We wanted the water to get past where the ground breaks and go down the hill. Like I'm probably a foot lower elevation wise than Ray is right now, but scoot forward a little bit. That's where the water's dumping off, which is not. Yeah. So high five for a whole new pad. It's happening. Beans! Woo! Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh my goodness. Dude, that steer moves slower than Kyle building a fence. Come on. Oh, we're stopping for a drink because there ain't enough water between here and there. Where's she at?
She won't come out of the barn.
Dizzy.
Dizzy.
The pig that ain't scared of nothing.
Dizzy, come on. Dizzy, come out of the barn.
Dizzy. Get out of there.
Oh, my Lanta.
What in the world? Well, you know what it is? They had that like big greenhouse.
Yeah, she's.
I guarantee when it rained, she never went outside.
No.
My goodness.
She just screamed and screamed and screamed for like 2 minutes without you filming. I just want everybody to know that she was refusing.
That's the most bougie bacon.
She was refusing to come out of the barn. That is so
Good
funny.
grief. She'll fight anybody, but man, a little rain.
It's just rain, sister. It's just rain.
Wow.
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
I went to get a scoop of her feed and she started hollering. I was like, what is wrong with her? Ray's like, she won't come out of the barn.
She wouldn't.
Oh my goodness. Better eat quick. As soon as he's done, he's coming your way. What's up, buddy? Dude, you got a cousin named Taters in the next door pasture? Uh-huh. My goodness. Hey guys, listen, it's raining, but it's like, what is it, like 55, 60 degrees?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the temperature's going to drop tonight, but we're talking like 32 for 2 hours.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like 31 tonight, and I think it's like 28 tomorrow. And our rain's supposed to turn into snow tonight, and a high of like 45 tomorrow, and it's gonna be really windy.
So basically it's gonna dump a bunch of wintry stuff on us that's not even gonna stick to the ground for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's never like that's basically how our snows go. It's so warm, and then it like does this, and it gets cold at night, and it snows.
Yeah,
And
like
then
the snow we had twice this year, way unseasonal.
Yeah, that was
Not
crazy.
normal at all for us to
No.
see snow for 2 or 3 days.
No. Crazy. Not much.
Dizzy feels the same way about rain. We poured them enough. Remember, he can free range this feed, and he had his bottle.
Yes.
But old buddy here, even though it took him 27 minutes to get up the hill, he'll clean up. Even if it gets wet, he'll clean it up. Or spill it everywhere, one of the two.
Was that good, buddy? He followed me last time I walked away.
He's hungry this morning. Look at this. Look at my camera. Do you see that?
Yeah. Who is that?
That's Bunny. She's like mounted the bale and eating from the top of it. That's too funny. So they're not hurting, guys. They're loving this. Honestly, here in about probably not 2 months, but 3 months, when it's mid-June, they will be praying for days like this. This is where they thrive.
We will be too.
Yeah, we will be. That's true.
I hope we have a
Wetter.
wetter summer.
We had some rain in July last year, but
Were we really dry last summer?
yeah, well,
We weren't.
so here's what we know. It rained the first day the dozer guy got here, and he was here for 3 weeks, which was about August 1st. But it wasn't even measurable amount. Remember,
Oh,
he
yeah.
pulled in, it started
Yeah.
storming.
Yeah.
He left. Then it didn't rain the entire time he was here,
Yeah.
or another month later, and we wrote him a check August 21st. So August 1st to about September 21st last year, not even a measurable amount of rain.
A meat's harder too. And
It is.
all of that.
The Longhorns do well in it.
I've been ready for summer, but I'm also yeah, Longhorns thrive in the summer.
Yep, they're built for it. But like they love this. They thrive in this. You want to take side by side down to the creek?
Sure.
Does what?
I thought the palm tree looked green for a second, but it was all the green in the background. It's definitely dead still.
No, she gone.
Maybe. I'll cut the branches off and see what happens this summer, see if it grows back.
Yeah, it can't hurt it. It stopped raining a little bit. I know it just dumped in on me though. Oh, you smell that? Something died. Seriously though, you smell it?
No, I actually don't.
You can't smell nothing. About to have a creek in the backyard.
No kidding.
So to be fair, since we were complaining about the driveway, we've had so much rain before that we had water like all the way up to here.
So actually, yeah, past the trail.
Easily to the tree. That's actually, our property goes further this way, but that's why the fence is here, because we were told this can all flood. My deer feeder, the traps, everything.
Yeah.
And we've seen it that high. We've seen the water so high you can't even see that concrete down there.
Yeah.
So the fact that the driveway is flooded and overflowing,
Yeah, under that lean-to.
we've never seen water under there.
That's really bad.
So he's gonna have to come fix it for sure. Like I think it needs to be like mom and dad's, where it's almost a gradual slope the entire way.
It needs to,
Yeah.
With what we're dealing
More
with.
than gradual,
Yeah.
because it's not getting rid of water quick enough to keep the lean-to from flooding. So, yep. Not to mention the big pocket holes in it. That's crazy. So I actually followed that little inlet the other day, and it leads to a creek.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Like there's another tributary. That's geographical, right? It's peaceful. It's got to be warm, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be in here.
Yeah, it's warm right here. I'm just soaked.
You got, it's Rain Defender. Well, you know, yeah, it is. It's supposed to be. Oh, yeah, it is. Got the pocket, the Rain Defender pockets.
Oh.
I don't know.
Soaked.
Well, the problem with Rain Defender is it does shield the water, but it gets heavy because the water sits on it instead of running off like a...
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm dry underneath it. Like, my sleeves are super soaked, and I'm just keeping my... Like, I'm all dry underneath there.
I'm warm. I'm comfortable. I'm warm for your form. It's just bad, honey. It's real bad. I mean, it's honestly like, we kind of thought it was just right here, but we knew we had a lot of water.
There's no puddle.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. And now you can see what happens with the dirt. So all the dirt that lands on the roof on a dusty day comes down your downspout,
That's why it's gross. Yeah, it's all
sits in here, and then we basically have a mud puddle. And then we have the surface of the moon when it's really dry, or I have to come out here and blow all this off. But it's not just there, it's over here. I mean, it's... Listen, if you look like we're having fun,
We don't need to fix it.
Yep. So you think you could putty this whole thing? Yeah. When he sees this video, it'll get all ripped up. How can he not? I mean, it's not even close. There's actually, look at this. Stand over here. There's not even a puddle. Now, technically, if it's working correctly, there shouldn't be water standing on it anywhere.
True.
But the problem is, there's a ton of water right there. There's none here. Like this whole thing, there's no water standing on the back of the pad where it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be like the most water running off right here. Like, should be almost like a river flowing off this. But it's not. It's flowing that way underneath our lean-to. So. Now the garage pad, just so you know, is about a foot. Like the lean-to drops down quite a bit. The garage pad's almost a foot up. So I don't think there'll be an issue, but yeah.
There's no water in there.
No. Well, this is essentially what it should look like right here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, what's that, a 1/4 inch? But that's water that's moving. Yeah. It's leaving the pad. But to his detriment, this pad, this walkway right here, water flows to the driveway. And it's filling up right, oh my goodness. Let's go in and relax. Man, it's been a few hours. What are you looking at, little one? What's you doing? Allie. Man, we should have just waited. Come out and fed now. It feels pretty amazing. So it's like awkwardly warm and there's no wind. But what's interesting is they say I guess they say from like midnight tonight, which you guys are seeing this on Tuesday, the day I film it. So technically Wednesday morning, it's gonna snow for like 3 hours. Temperature, we're gonna wake up, it's gonna be like 27 degrees outside, which is crazy. But I don't mean to make this a documentary about this driveway, but I just wanna show you guys, I've made some phone calls. I've not called the original guy that did it because I'm not trying to interrupt his day. I'm just checking to make sure that we're getting the right advice. So when I say I called a couple contractors, it was some friends, it was people we know. There was several of you actually that I want to give credit to, you guys, that emailed me and you were like, man, I've done 30 years of concrete. This is not what this should look like, that kind of thing. But if you look here now, a very reliable friend of ours actually said, this has actually sunk in even more as time has gone on, like it's already sinking. Not to mention, he asked me if our pad was pinned. And I'll be honest, I didn't know what he meant by that term, but he said, is it attached to your garage? And I said, no, it's just butted up against it. And he said, man, I really would have liked to have seen them pin that up against your garage. But he said, it's not that it's necessary, but he said it does keep things like this from happening. Like this is brand new and this was chipped out. Like this is the garage floor. This is the pad that we're standing on. So there's just some inconsistencies we need to work on. But as you can see, when you sit right here or when you stand right here, this is not what should be going on. The water doesn't leave now. There is not enough slope in the driveway at all for the water to leave. It's no longer leaving. It's just going to sit here until the sun dries it out or the snow or rain hits us this evening for 3 or 4 hours. So this is it. This is what our driveway looks like. You saw how wet it was earlier. It's still wet. It's every bit of like 2 or 3 inches deep. And It's very hard to get water away from your house and put things like gutters in and stuff like that when this is a huge part of that. This is a huge piece of the puzzle to getting water away from the house. Well, when we bought the house, this didn't exist, and they had brought in a bunch of base rock and fill dirt. And man, I'll be honest, they'd been driving over it for like 6 years. I mean, it was extremely sturdy underneath where we're standing. It is rock hard. It was actually semi-difficult for the concrete guy to get this graded to what he wanted. I mean, you could tell with the skid steer, it was just taking him a little bit, but you know, the issue is, according to a friend of ours, this has sunk a little bit, and it's going to continue to sink, and it'll always sink. And the fact that it's not pinned anywhere, it's going to continue to sink as well. So I have not reached out to the gentleman that did this yet, since he came over and visited Saturday, and he's been on top of it, you know, and his solution was he wanted to just try that putty stuff, which that's not going to happen at all at this point. Tempted to get a can of spray paint and make my marks. Now, thankfully, I make videos for a living, so I can always look back, but this is where it's essentially dumping in, and that's not where the ground breaks to take the water this way. It's dumping in here, and it's going that way. And that might be why we have a puddle over there, guys. I don't know. That was not here when we moved here. There was a bunch of trees there. Our dozer guy, top notch. No complaints, zero regrets. When he would take a tree down, he would roll them and knock all the dirt off of the root ball as much as he could, and then he'd put it back in the hole. We were set up for success as much as we possibly could have been with the dozer guy, but this right here, I don't have my tape measure. We're gonna do it this way. These appear to be 12-foot squares. So this entire square right here, this is the highest point, and so on and so forth. This gets a little bit higher, but you can see, now granted these rocks have sunk down a little bit, but see how we've got like more rocks? I mean, it's just, yeah. I just, I think it was, I think somebody knew that there was an issue, and was hoping it wouldn't become a big issue like this. Get off of there. But here we are. Get it fixed. What I was going to say is I wanted to get spray paint and just like paint where the water's trailing off, but Ray actually mentioned earlier, she was like, or you could just put a hose on the driveway for like 20 minutes and it'll just fill up. I mean, it's essentially a bowl. Like if I ever wanted to show where the water is settling, I could just put a hose right there and it'll fill up right there. It'll fill up right here. Actually, it makes it to almost right here in front of her garage door. And then you can see in that one video when she drives in, even if she goes slow, we're just dragging water in the garage, which is why we've noticed it more and more these last couple months. I tell you, I really noticed it when there was 1.5 feet of snow. It wasn't 1.5 feet of snow on the ground, but when we had those snow drifts, they melted, all the water ran to here, and we just had like a small puddle. I say small, it's looking now, it's 20 feet by 12 feet, but then the width of the garage. So the width of the pad. What's going on? Lucy, look out. What's up? So they've got hay. These cubes are just spoiling them a little bit. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. Psst, psst, psst. Just had to make sure the girls got a little snack. Looking huge, man. But I tell you what, it's crazy looking back at footage and realizing that I've held each one of these girls in my arms. Like held them, cuddled them. Like their hind end didn't even come to, like their hind end fit in the crease of my elbow and their head didn't barely even hit my palm of my hand. Just like the boys. On a side note, the grass is growing. A little bit of spring grass, early season grass, and of course the fescue we planted. But like I said, we'll just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Something's gonna grow. Well, look who's leading the pack. You want some cubes, buddy? Blue! Blue, did you make a friend? My goodness. Look out, MJ. Yep, those aren't your cubes anymore. Uh-oh. MJ's about to find out the hard way. And pecking order reestablished. Sonny. I'm coming, you big hippos. You guys are so fast. Hey, somebody said you need to learn not to pick the food up with your tongue. Yep. See, Frank over here is all teeth and gums. You're trying to eat it like a Slurpee. What's up with that? Huh? You guys are so pretty. You're so pretty. There we go, getting a little better. See how he scoops it with his tongue? Frank don't really do that. He's just biting down, man. Pretty cute. That's okay, nobody's judging. We love you, man. Doing okay? Doing okay? Hi. Good to see you. Good to see you, Miss Nellie. Can I see your haunches? Got anything new back there? Don't see too much. Well, a little bit. Not quite near as puffy as we would say if she was like, a couple days away. But we're getting there. Miss Bonnie, how you doing? He's okay. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, young lady.